Why, hello there. It is your favorite internet dragon, Lord Draco here, out at my shed. Now, a couple of updates. Now, I'm not going to be doing much work out at my property. Just kind of dropping stuff off, and we may go for a little walk and have a little talk. But an update is I got myself a new phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy 24 Plus 512 gigabyte model. It's in titanic black. Kind of like it. It's a little bit different. It's definitely a newer phone, which has different options. Um, Apparently, there's some software updates to break Chrome and Brave to where I can't have proper full screen when I go watch my YouTubes. So I'm using Firefox, which is interesting, to say the least. Um, it allows me to have the portrait mode on lock. Not yeah, portrait mode on lock and still have full screen and landscape. So that's why I'm using Firefox for that. But uh, that's not really the whole point of the video. Talk about phones out on my property. But I am going to be dropping some stuff off here. Maybe taking a little walk, check out the areas. Unfortunately, I did I did forget to bring out my trail cam. Last time I was out here, I was having issues with the memory card. It turns out it's not the memory card itself, but the memory adapter that goes into the trail cam. So I remembered that I was going to bring it back out here today while I was on the road, and it felt like driving back. That being said, I'm going to go open up the shed and we'll go do a tour. All right, so it's a little bit of a tour time. Um, I don't know why I'm doing a tour, but it's a tour. There's been some changes in the shed, a little bit more organized. I got the wood and tools that we use more often over there. I got my ladders over here, and there's the door. So it's a lot cleaner, a lot more open. I think the last couple of times I shared what was the inside. The scaffolding was just in the middle, like right in this area right here. It really is amazing at how much open this is just by moving everything over towards the sides. Of course, this is a pallet. And behind the pallet, I got some solar panels from, I want to say, Sun Gold, or I forget. It's like Sun Power Gold or Gold Sun Power. I got the Mono Solar Module SG 37 or 370 WM. I had to rent a van to get it out here because no longer have access to a truck, unfortunately. So I got 4 of those, which I'll be installing probably next weekend when my buddies out here, because I think it's just going to be better to do it with help. Now, of course, I got my table saw, which I did do a video with the Echo Flow, and it runs. I have all the accessories that I still got to unload out of the car. See here, the scaffolding is towards the back. Um, I'm debating, really am debating where I want to put the AC units. I want to put it back here in this area right here. And I don't know where I want to put the inverter. I don't know if I shared that video or not, but I did get an inverter from from the same company I got the solar panels from. And of course, the battery has been doing some testing. I know I recorded, I just don't know if I uploaded it. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm out here, is to also record a video for you guys. I think it's been a while. I think it's been about 2 weeks. I just can't do the daily grind like I was before. It's just, I don't know. I'm a lot more relaxed, not really diving deep into politics and reading the news. So, but yeah, just kind of rambling on from there. Um, some more updates is I'm going to put the solar panels over there. There's some 4 posts. Um, they're my from my trees, and I'll give you a better look at it. We pretty much dug down, I think, about 1.5 feet, and put them down. Um, they're pretty chunky. They're mostly straight except for that one that's in the back. And I'm planning on mounting some 2x4s and putting the solar panels on 2x4s, mainly because that's what I have. Um, and I have no means to get anything else out here without renting a van. And well, renting a van is easy, and it's cheaper than buying a truck or buying a van. It does add up after time, don't get me wrong. Um, and there's a time limit, there's restrictions. You have to, and it's not yours. There's a whole list of things. Not that I'm not opposed to doing it again. It's just I'm trying to use the resources I have available to me. So with further ado, I am going to go get the things I want out of the truck, and I'll be back. Alright, so I got the 2 boxes out of my car. So it is actually Sunglow Power where I got this inverter. This is a 3,000 watt or 3,000 kilowatt inverter, 120 volts. I think, don't quote me on that, but like I said, it's going to run the AC unit that I purchased, which is, I think, a Frigidaire there, window unit. And if you notice, my shed has no windows unless you count that triangle there and that triangle there. But I don't have any windows, and honestly, the back wall will need to be modified. I have to add some more 2x4s for the bracing and cut a hole into it. Easy peasy and all that good stuff. It's not too difficult. It's rather simple. So that's not an issue there. It can be done retrofitted. So I've got the Sunglow Power, which is the same company as the solar panels. I went with them mainly because their customer service support was responsive. I went to their website, asked a lot of the stupid questions that everyone should ask, and hopefully I came up with some other ones. Now I call them stupid questions because, one, they're not really stupid, they're really important questions, but most people don't really ask those questions. But they were able to answer all of them. Now, I did go with the Time US battery. This is a Life Pro 4 battery born for RVs. This is 100 amp hour at 24 volts. It reads about 27, 28 volts on the multimeter. So that's pretty awesome. Hopefully, with the inverter being off for about a week, it's not going to lose all its settings, but hopefully I remembered all of them. So that's my initial solar setup, and now it's in the staging to be set up hopefully next weekend. So we're going to go over here and talk about these poles. Now, these poles are actually not exactly where I want them to be, but based off of geography and the solar, not the solar, but yeah, I guess you could call it solar, but the sun is actually right there, which means that since this is facing north, the solar panels have to face south to get the most benefits from them. Like I said, these are pretty beefy branches. Even this one, which is looks kind of small, but it's about maybe 4 inches diameter. Of course, you got this one, which is a lot more beefier, but it's crooked. But you know, it can be crooked all at once. Uh, I don't have them packed in, but they are deep enough. And once everything is set up, it should be locked tight. I think this is also not as beefy as I want, but with limited time with the van, my friend convinced me to go shopping for some wood, and it was pretty straight at the time. Once again, it's not really packed in. I was hoping to find 4 posts like this because this is perfect. I did find one over here, but I cut it too short. So there's that. So that's the solar part. Now it's time to go for a walk in the forest. One of my viewers mentioned that they enjoyed walking with me in the forest. Person really loves nature, so I'm gonna see if anybody else likes the nature while we go have a little chat. You know, I also gotta check on my raspberries and my blackberries. Well, it's really just one plant each. Yeah, it's kind of come a long way. Spring is finally here. Um, oh man, look at that. I think I actually see more growth right here. Um, from last time. Pretty awesome. So hopefully this will grow up and give me some berries. So I think that's raspberry. And then there's this one right here. I think I see some new growth right there as well. That's awesome. That's what I love to see. And hopefully it grows and becomes fruitful. And I'm kind of hoping it spreads, to be honest, because one plant each isn't really a whole lot of fruits. I understand that, but you know, gotta start small. And we're just kind of walking down my gun range. Unfortunately, this berm right here is still the same. We haven't made any progress. Uh, Maybe next weekend, because I don't really expect the solar build's gonna take much time. I'm predicting maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So calculate the measurements, second guessing, third guessing, small debates, maybe 90 minutes to build that. Sure. Yeah, it's a nice spring day. It's not raining. Enjoying a small little walk through my property. We may even go for a little bit longer walk. And this is at the point where I'm going to ask for your feedback in the comments down below. Do you like these type of videos? And then is there anything you want me to discuss when I'm out at my property? Because I'm be willing to talk about most things. And of course, here's the original hole. It's a rather big hole. I don't think it comes across on camera exactly how big this is. My target stand is still there. My pole, not my pole, but my dirt pile is still there. Even this is feels like it's more opened up. Now, of course, I opened up this walkway last video. It really does open it up. Like I said, I do plan on eventually, once all the larger projects are done, is to kind of thin out this forest a little, kind of make it a little bit more open. I don't want to get rid of the forest per se, but I do want to cut back on the brush quite a bit. Maybe instead of having 10 trees together, I just have one tree together and I open up the ground level. But yeah. See here. Oh, there's a bird. Does it show up? No, it doesn't show up. Man, it's just a lovely day. Spring is here, and I'm here for it. I want to enjoy the low temperature. I want to enjoy the fact that I can wear a jacket and not be sweaty. Man, there's a lot of things to be happy about out here. Wish I couldn't hear the traffic, but you know, such is life. Can't have everything. Man, well, I don't think I've been down here in a while, so let's go ahead and fix that. Normally I would, but I think I'm gonna go this way, mainly because it's easier. Man, I mean, looking at this, hopefully my shoes don't get too muddy. Oh, such is life. Man. You know what's great about this property is I don't think I've explored all of it yet. And if I have explored something, it's been a while since I've explored it, so it's kind of like rediscovering. There's a lot of potential, and like I said, I do want to leave things as is. I don't want to really develop it too much, but at the same time, I do want to take care of it. I want it to be I don't know what I'm trying to go for. I lost the train of thought. It's like, I do want to preserve it, but I also want to make sure it thrives and has a healthy ecosystem, and possibly grow some crops onto it. Oh, so, ooh, interesting. Oh, we got, the butterfly flew off. Huh. This. So I got myself a little creek right here that goes through my property, and I do have some erosion, unfortunately. Kind of coming down to the erosion part. I mean, this is kind of a big hole. And And I don't know if I have enough rocks to fill it. If it was a small hole, I would. But that's pretty deep. Hmm. Hmm. It's so beautiful, so green. So green out here. Spring is such an awesome time. It's where, especially here in Texas, and I know the northern states will tend to get spring a little bit later. But here in Texas, spring comes around this time. Towards the end of February, March. Now we're about to go into April. So it's not too hot, which is awesome. Let's see here. Pretty sure I can find my way back. Oh, man. Oh wow, this this section right here is almost 14 minutes, which is awesome. Let's see here. Kind of want to go back to another section. It's another thing that I need to work on. Like I said, there's so much to do. And unfortunately, I work, which means my options are very limited. You mix in with the summer heat. Yeah, working out in the heat is not fun, especially when you're not used to it. Now, you could get used to it, but that's going to take some time. Yeah. So does anyone have any spring plans? Leave a comment down below and what your spring plans are. Any goals? Have you met any of the goals that you've set? It is just so peaceful out here. Birds are chirping. Butterflies are out. Plants are growing, even if they're plants I may not want. The fact that plants are growing means that this ecosystem is pretty strong. You're just going to need some help keeping it that way. Cut back some of the overgrowth. And the reason why we have to cut back overgrowth is from my understanding it, so I may be wrong here, and you could definitely correct me if I'm wrong, is that we're pretty much a developed country. My understanding is when we weren't a developed country before Europe came over here and colonized the New World, nature had its own way of clearing out the overgrowth through forest fires. It's my understanding that forest fires were very common. Maybe not as common as some may think, and maybe more common than others may think, but nevertheless, you would have a forest fire which would come and burn up all the brush that's laying down, kill off some of the, well, not kill off some of the, but get rid of some of the underbrush. If there's a tree that was dying, it would go up in flames, which would also release carbon back into the ground as fertilizer, and it would create a ecosystem that was self-sustaining. Along with that, it also brings habitat through animals. And you got your herbivores, which will eat the fruits and leaves and whatnot, which will create fertilizer, putting that back into the ecosystem when they finish their process. And then you also have the predators that would eat the herbivores. And once that food process takes place, they'll also fertilize the ground as well, creating a circle of life through the ecosystem. But unfortunately, since we have pretty much developed a good portion of the United States, every time we have a forest fire, just like we had out in East Texas or in California, those forest fires, they tend to do more damage than good because we're developed. We've built structures where there used to be no structures, and we've put concrete down, which causes rain to go over it, opposed to getting soaked into the ground. Like I said, this is just a random thought, just a random tangent, and how I understand things. So it could all be wrong. But yeah, like I said, this is just a small little walk showing off my property and enjoying the springtime. So, like I said, eventually I do want to get rid of a good chunk of the trees, but not all of them. Just enough for the shade. I want to keep some close together for habitat, and also want to maybe possibly use some of the wood in projects. I have to get a little creative because I don't really have a whole lot of trees like the one right there that I could use for lumber, which is a shame. It really is a shame. You may be able to use like some of like this tree and use it for lumber, but it is just so beautiful out here in the spring. I mean, it's even beautiful in the summer. It's just, in the summer, it's just so freaking hot, especially when it gets up to 100+ degrees, to really just enjoy it. It's just hot and you're miserable. You don't want to be hot. You don't really have AC. Now, the only thing that I am a little worried about, I think it might be this type of tree right here, is that I don't exactly remember what's attacking these trees. I do think it's a insect, which also brings like a fungus, which is killing these trees off, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because they are really nice big trees. Well, not really big, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, this section right here, one of these days when projects die up, which hopefully will be in a couple of months and it's not too hot, we need to come out here with the chainsaw and just start whacking these cedar trees. I mean, they're really juniper trees, which are basically cedar trees. You can see, got those two trees there are just dead, unfortunately. Oh, man. Like, I need to go over here and I mean, I do want this tree to die, but it's a little concerning. Oh well. So I definitely want to preserve this area and get back some of the, take back some of the land from the trees, and just kind of leave the trees that I want. Oh man. I don't really like this right here because those may turn into branches, but still, I do enjoy seeing the green on the tree like that. It tells me it's healthy. All right. All right. Oh man, just so beautiful. All right, I think I rambled enough. This is what, 23 minutes plus the additional minutes at the beginning. So I think I'm gonna call the video there. Just me rambling. I think I'm gonna title this video, me just rambling on my property. That being said, if you watch to the end, I do appreciate it. I appreciate every view. I appreciate every like. I appreciate every comment. Appreciate every subscriber. So don't forget to like and subscribe, as real YouTubers say. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning and evening, and hopefully you enjoy this walk into my forest.